Constitution Article 29(1), what it provides, if I may just read that for a moment. Because what is the issue herein is that this particular festival, which we are now saying that has not been allowed to be enjoyed in the manner that it is traditionally been enjoyed, is basically emanating from the rights that comes from the Constitution, Article 29(1). If I may just read that, Lordship. Constitution hai?
Oh.
The PIL is basically for conserving the rights of a section of the Nisi community who believes in the indigenous faith. They are indigenous faith believers. Now they have a particular festival called Nyokum Yullo.
Okay.
It's a festival which is held every year on February the 26th of day. Now therein there are two aspects. One is that they have a ritual involved,
Okay.
wherein they invoke the god and goddesses and seeks their blessing for the coming year. And there is also a cultural aspect to that, where there is dances and singing and programs are there. Now on the last occasion, on the last year, what had happened was that this is particularly coming from the town of Sagalee. There's one town called Sagalee in Arunachal Pradesh where this issue has happened. They were not allowed to perform the rituals. It is on record. Lordship.
On what grounds?
Grounds is basically, I do not want to enter that aspect. It is a particular section of people who are saying that now, from now onwards, the rituals part should not be done. We only want the cultural aspects to remain, and let the rituals be not performed, because the rituals are something that is not in tune with their own religious faith now. These section of people. So therefore there was a pressure that you should not perform the rituals, because the rituals are basically your traditional old rituals where you invoke your god and goddesses, and therefore that part today we do not want to be performed. So this led to a altercation, and finally what happened in that Sagalee town, we are concerned with that particular area only, they were not allowed to hold the rituals. These are all on record. The government has admitted today in their affidavit that yes, unfortunately it has so happened in the last function or the last festival. So therefore, we came with this PIL before this Honorable Court to seek our rights, because the Constitution Article 29(1) provides us the right to conserve our cultural identity. And to conserve our cultural identity, the government has to create that environment. We cannot take the law and order in our hand. We need the government to protect us so that we can conserve our cultural identity. So that is why we came before this Honorable Court. Today, the government has filed their affidavit, and the governments have said that yes, the Nyokum Yullo festival is a festival where rituals are a soul of the festival, and not allowing them to perform the rituals in the last occasion was an unfortunate event. So therefore, today what I'm praying,
There's a certain sect of the
community.
That community, which
Yes,
is that there are two sects, that means, isn't it? One wanting to perform the ritual, and
I will not mince my words. I will just tell your lordships frankly. There are two divisions. One who belong to the indigenous faith.
Okay.
Because Arunachal traditionally they believe they prayed the nature, and then now there is another sect who are believers of the Christianity religion. So they have basically said that you cannot perform your rituals. That led to this altercation. And last occasion, rituals were not allowed to be held. The public, it's not the government. The public who belong to the other sect, they were in a majority there, and therefore they did not allow them to hold the rituals.
Okay.
So this ultimately had led to an infringement of our rights under Article 29(1), which says that I have a right to conserve my cultural identity. It's my culture. In Sagalee town, from time immemorial, they have held this Nyokum Yullo festival with rituals. The government have now said in their affidavit that yes, I will also, if I can also place the circulars, the government circulars.
Okay. So in here you're saying that in your writ patent, it is the Christian converts who don't want to hold the ritual, isn't it? So they are the majority in
yes,
that
in that town, Lordship, Sagalee town.
Okay. So supposing you hold the ritual,
Yes, Lordship.
the other, that is the Christian converts,
Yes, Lordship.
they need not attend if they don't want to.
That is their prerogative.
Can that be this thing? So it's not compulsory for them
No,
to attend to the ritual.
there is no question of attendance.
Okay.
They,
Uh-huh.
anyone
How is the
who,
ritual held? How is the ritual held?
the rituals
What
are,
do they do? Huh?
what happens is they have a priest house.
Okay.
This festival is held on the 26th, the basic festival, the main festival, 26th of February. Before that, from the 20th, the festival starts, wherein they have a priest house in that particular field. They have a field that is called the sagalee nyokum field or nyokum ground.
Okay.
Nyokum ground. So in that ground, they have a priest house, which is also sanctioned and financed by the Directorate of Indigenous Affairs, the Department of Arunachal Pradesh. They have sanctioned that house. It is called the Namlo, that is the priest house. So the priests comes, and the priest then has a lot of rituals. And I am not in that position to explain to your losses, but there is a lot of rituals which has got deep connections from time immemorial. What my learned friend says that he has, in fact, his forefathers have been doing all these rituals. The rituals which is more tuned with the praying of the nature, with nature.
Constitution says freedom of religion.
Article
what?
29(1), if I may just read that.
Yes.
29(1), protection of interest of minorities. They have become minorities in the
Okay,
town
you're a minority there.
in the town of Sagalee. Article 29(1), just to kindly see. It's a very interesting issue otherwise.
That's what I'm more.
So I don't want to bring it into that religious aspect and all. It's basically two sections of
I would
people.
be interested to go and see how the ritual is still held in this modern day.
If a lordship allows, then lordship is most welcome this time.
Please read.
29, lordship. Protection of interest of minorities. Article 29(1). Any section of the citizen residing in the territory of India or any part thereof having a distinct language, script, or culture, we are on the cultural part, of its own, shall have the right to conserve the same. So the right flows from the Constitution. I have the right to conserve my cultural identity. Now, how do I conserve my cultural identity? I cannot take the law in my hand. I want the government to create the environment so that I can protect my cultural identity, conserve my cultural identity. Unfortunately, what happened on the last occasion, the government pulled their hands.
Okay.
Both parties took the issue to the deputy commissioner. The deputy commissioner pulled their hands. Deputy commissioner said that these are all issues, we cannot enter into that, you sort it out. You take your festival to some of your own place, your private place, private house. You do whatever you want to do.
Okay, not in the public.
Not in that ground which is particularly meant for this. So therefore, our rights were infringed. We had to come to this court in filing this PL.
So the other sect of the society,
I have made them
represented today.
I have made them a party. Notices were sent, and lordship, there is an order that notices have been received by them. They have not come before this honorable court, and therefore we are proceeding ex parte today.
Okay.
They have chosen not to come before lordship even after notices were served and received by them. So that also indicates or gives a message that they feel somewhere that what they have done last time was not correct.
Please.
There was previous orders also. Respondent number 7.
Service of notice.
Here we are protected. Again, next year it might so happen. So if there is a properly structured judgment, finally, that this thing should not happen. Now it has happened in the town of Sagalee. Tomorrow it can happen in some other towns also. So that is the bigger outlook of this PIL otherwise.
Okay, this is the town of, I'm just trying to understand
Yes,
that. It's the town of Sagalee. Okay. So here in the Sagalee town, you have a certain sect of the society who stay there. But what about the rest of the Arunachal state?
Yes, for the rest of the Arunachal state, nyokum is held with the rituals. That is what the Central nyokum Committee, which is the head for the entire state, in their affidavit states.
It's held in it's only for this particular.
Because here we have become a minority. In this particular town, we have become a minority. These are small towns in Arunachal. The population is not that much. So here, what the Nyokum Namlo priest house, which is mandatory requirement for performing the rituals involved in nyokum yullo, was constructed in the nyokum yullo ground at Sagalee. It is pertinent to mention that rituals is an integral part of the nyokum yullo, and thus no nyokum yullo if ritual is taken out of it. The nyokum namlo is constructed at the nyokum yullo ground at Sagalee for that very purpose, where the priest can come during the festival and perform the rituals. Then if your lordship will come to page 386. Now they say what has happened in the Sagalee town, 386. That it is a fact that in Sagalee, nyokum yullo festivals with rituals is been performed in the nyokum yullo Lapang ground at Sagalee for many years. The government of Arunachal Pradesh and the Department of Indigenous Affairs identifies the same and has also sanctioned funds for construction of nyokum namlo, i.e. the priest house on the said ground for performance of rituals by the priest in the nyokum yullo festival. It is, however, unfortunate that information has been received by the department in the last nyokum yullo festival held in the nyokum yullo Lapang ground at Sagalee, rituals were not allowed to be performed by one section of the people, thereby depriving the indigenous faith believers from continuation of